Good evening and welcome to the April 2nd meeting of the Glenville Town Board. Please rise for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. Join me in prayer. We often like to pray on something that's germane to the meeting, and so I found a prayer entitled, in honor of our guest here tonight, it's entitled, An Athlete's Prayer. Please pray with me. Thank you, dear Lord, for giving me a body which is fit and strong, and for making me able to use it well. In my training, help me never to shrink, the discipline which I know that I need, and that I ought to accept. When I compete with others, help me win or lose to play fair. And when I win, keep me from boasting. And when I lose, keep me from making excuses. Keep me from being conceited when I succeed, and from being sulky when I fail. And help me always, with goodwill, congratulate a better man who may have beat me. Help me so to live that I will always have a healthy body, a healthy mind. This I ask in your name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please call the roll.
Councilman Martin.
Here.
Councilman Pitlavani.
Here.
Councilman Randall.
Here.
Councilwoman Worsbowski. Here. Supervisor Ketzler.
Here, we have agendas up front if you're interested in following along. We're going to get into item number 4 briefly, but before we do, I just want to note there's an add-on resolution number 1. It will take up after resolution, it's already on the agenda, so you see it. We'll take it up after resolution 13 is where the add-on will go. With that, we'll start with town council reports. We'll start on my left with Councilman Ramacek.
No reports today, Mr. Supervisor.
Councilman Worsbowski.
Nothing to report, Mr. Supervisor.
Councilman Martin.
Nothing to report.
Councilman Pitlavani.
Mr. Supervisor, I unfortunately did not make the last meeting because I was down south for my daughter Holly's wedding, but I did want to congratulate all the dispatchers that were honored last month, and certainly appreciate the job that all the dispatchers do for the town of Glenville.
Thank you. So we're through item number 4. We're going to move right into item number 5, which is the recognition of the Scotia Glenville boys basketball team state champions. So we're going to start with that. So before we do, though, I thought we'd have a little challenge. Because, I may not look like it, but I played some basketball in my day. No, I didn't.
Don't believe that.
Don't believe that one. But, so what I thought we'd do, and I talked to the board, and we got together, and we thought that maybe a nice little friendly challenge, right? So if you guys get together, you figure out who your best shooter is. Apparently this board thinks I might be the best shooter. I doubt that. But we'll put $100 on the table that will be donated to the Booster Club if your best shooter can beat me. But if you lose, your best shooter's got to be my assistant for a week this summer. All right? Because I don't have an assistant. We cut that in the budget. Who's going to do that? All right. Here we got it. What's your name?
Deadeye.
Oh, that's Deadeye. Too, but it doesn't really apply. So what we're going to do, now this was set up for me. See, like this is from home. So I did a lot of dunking there, a lot of hanging on the rim. So am I going to use back there? Yeah. I'm going to practice.
I need some practice.
I'm going to raise it up, because you're a tall guy. But see, I learned the trick already, because my kids lost the thing. You got to kind of put that in. All right, so, right here, the best of 3. Okay? You go first, best of 3. There's no pressure on me, because I'm the old, fat, short one. With you, if I beat you, what are they going to do? You don't want to get your head hurt. Best of 3. Practice shot? Oh, yeah, one practice shot. Come on, you've been playing with women. You've been playing for like 4 months, right? 27-0. All right, there you take a practice shot.
Let's do it.
Oh, you're nice. I better get out my watch.
Yeah, that's one. All right, this is for real. This is trouble, guys.
Easiest $100 ever.
Break it for the kids.
Dead eye.
Opens off.
Okay, this is gonna be
Good
over.
luck, good luck, Mr. Supervisor.
It's only gonna be one shot.
All right, stand at 5-7, you know, so. Here we go, ready? Oh! How about that? That's my warm-up, that's my practice, warm-up.
Help him now, help him.
Down.
That's not count. Keep me alive. What year that came out?
I'll give him another
That was
shot.
it, that was it.
One more.
All right, here we go. Shoot off. All right? They gave me one. Come on, Laura.
There's another tie?
We should do it like pig. You gotta take a step back.
Dead eye.
Okay, bring my checkbook. See, I've already. So I'll write the check before it's over.
At least it was someone.
That was close.
Someone.
Not bad for an old guy.
It's more fun than we had.
Yes, that's right.
So I'll write that check at the end of this. So, honestly, we want to really congratulate you. We appreciate you for being here. It's been quite a season, obviously, and we're very happy for you and the achievement in your family that's here with you today. They say this has been over 30 years in the making, so it is quite an achievement, and your accomplishment is clearly historic for the town. What you achieved will be known for generations to come, and they will know your names and remember the magical year that you had here at Scotia Glenville when you ran the table and went undefeated. Congratulations. Let's give them a hand. You know, some say it's just a game when they talk about competing, but we know that student athletics is so much more than a game. It's really a microcosm of life. And after all you accomplished, there's so much that is attributed to your character as equally as much to your physical ability. And it's also more about how you chose to react to adversity as it was for you, how you prepared for the game, as it was as how tall you are or how well you shoot. And Deadeye shoots very well. During the season, you made the shots when you needed them. You battled back for double overtime to win. You achieved something that was previously thought impossible. When pressured, you reacted well. And this is something that you're going to learn in life as you go through life as well. You found that you needed self-reliance as much as you needed teamwork. You stood tall in times when things got tough, and you rejoiced in your much-deserved victory. I guess there's one thing, I know it's a different sport, I know it was a long time ago, but there used to be a coach named Marv Levy in the NFL. He coached the Buffalo Bills. And he used to ask his players every single game before they started, and I used to admire this about him, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? That was his way of putting his players in the moment. So I guess one thing I'd say to you is, as Marv Levy said to his team, don't worry so much about the future because it's clearly bright for you. And don't worry about history because it tends to write itself. But just enjoy this moment. Just enjoy where you are now, because this is truly something that was amazing that you achieved. And we're very proud of you. You made this town very proud and this community very proud. You represented us with class and you displayed to the state that Scotia Glenville Tartans are unquestioned and undefeated the champions. You have memories that will last a lifetime and a legacy that will endure in this town. So congratulations. Again, you're Let me ask the coach to come up. He's going to say a few words, and then we'll get to some proclamations. Coach?
On behalf of the players and coaches of 2013-2014 undefeated 27-0 Scotia Glenville basketball team, I would like to express my deepest gratitude for the support and goodwill displayed by Schenectady County, and in particular the Village of Scotia and Town of Glenville. In its historic run to Class A Section 2 New York State Federation Cup Championships, the team was not only immersed in playing for each other, but competing for their school and community in a manner and spirit that exuded pride. The real story to be taken from the season is all the lessons and life skills that can be applied off the court. For example, the educational value of extracurricular activities as an extension of the classroom, and the lesson of hard work, teamwork, and extra effort in a relentless pursuit of a goal. The discipline and belief in oneself on a daily basis was essential to the team's success. These student athletes have acquired and honed skills beyond their razor-sharp basketball dexterity. The ultimate goal of sport is to affirm and express our life experience. These young men will tell you, basketball is life. Grateful and humble thanks to 2013-2014 Scotia Glenville basketball team.
So we have, the board got together and wanted to honor you in the best way we could, really, was with a proclamation, and I'll read one of them. Each player and the coaches will each get their own, but I only read it once because all your names are on the proclamation. And the proclamation reads, Town of Glenville, New York. Whereas the Scotia Glenville Tartans boys basketball team has completed an historic 2013-2014 undefeated 27-0 season, culminating in the public high school Class A New York State Championship by defeating the East High Orientals 66-44. And whereas the Scotia Glenville Tartans boys basketball team went on to beat Holy Trinity 68-52 in the Class A New York State Boys Basketball Federation Tournament of Champions, thus capping off their perfect season. And whereas the Scotia Glenville Tartan boys basketball team has brought distinction and honor to their community through their excellence and demeanor both on and off the basketball court, now therefore, by the power vested in the office of supervisor of the town of Glenville, I, Christopher A. Ketsley, do hereby proclaim the entire month of April 2014 as Scotia Glenville Tartans Boys Basketball Month. Throughout the town of Glenville and on behalf of the Glenville Town Board, extend the congratulations and best wishes to the coaches, players, and their parents on an outstanding basketball season and in winning 5 championships. All players and coaches are listed, and so congratulations. This month in the town of Glenville is your month.
Alex Sawswell. Dan Clune. Dom Deadeye Lamorne. Joe Alman. Joe Primo. Kyle Beckering.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Mike Neshi. Reese Teno. Skylar Sales. Scott Stapera. Coach Glenn Stapera. Accepting Coach Mark Sawsfield. Do you, Alex? Your dad? This one is Coach James Taylor.
There's one more we would like to honor, and from a name like Ketsley, I have a hard time with some of these Italian names, so I'm going to try to do the best on this one. Heartfelt congratulations and well-deserved. Let's hear it for, I'm gonna do my best on this one. Coach James Giamenti.
Great. We're
going to grab a picture with the board. Move this out of the way. You want to take a knee?
Otherwise, we're going to be.
We got to stand in front.
Someone want to lay it?
I could stand behind you, and the second row still wouldn't be covered.
Yeah.
Where we'll go like this.
They'll say, stand up, Chris.
Very nice.
Everyone get their pictures. Jason's still working. It's like that commercial where, all right, you got it? Okay, so back to the agenda. We will go to privilege of the floor. Item number 6, we have one person signed up. I'll call that person. We'll ask them to come to the podium, state their name and address, and then address the board. And then anyone else who wishes to be heard, just raise your hand. So we'll start with Matthew Schultz.
Good evening, my name is Matthew Schultz. I live at 78 Etcheltown Road. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matthew Schultz. I'm an 18-year-old senior at the Burnt Hills High School. I would like to start off tonight by telling you a little about myself. I've been a student in the district all my life. I appreciate the educational opportunities that I've been granted and have been a high honor roll student since 6th grade. I have been a rigorous attendee at most board meetings this year and am aware of the procedure and policies of the district. My family owns a local business in which I am involved in. Through my position of manager, I have been able to develop self-leadership skills. I am currently running for the Burnt Hills Board of Education. My purpose in running is to keep Burnt Hills one of the best schools in New York State. My focus will be to maintain the classes and programs we have now while working hard to ensure these programs are running very efficiently and remain affordable. Another area of focus of mine will be communication. I want to make sure that all members of the board and community are heard and respected. I believe it is imperative to welcome input and maintain mutual respect when making decisions about the district. Some people might think, how can someone this young be running? I ask you to keep an open mind. I may be young, but I am capable of doing big things. I think my one teacher puts it the best when she says, young people are fearless and willing to try new things. Another thing I can say about my youth is it gives me familiarity and connection to the realities of the Board of Education decisions on the well-being of our students. I have gone through the system and know what day-to-day activities are like. As a student, I experience the big issues and I can make informed decisions about them as a board member. I will keep this reality in mind when making decisions that will inevitably affect the lives of our students. In closing, I am a committed member of the community. I have lived in the district all my life in my entire education was through the Burnt Hills Ballston Lake Central School District. I have first-hand knowledge of schools. I spent the last 13 years of my life being educated at the Burnt Hills Ballston Lake. I know the employees, many of the students, and I have experienced the programs firsthand. I am familiar with the Board of Education procedures and district policy. I've attended most of the board meetings this year and am familiar with the issues facing the district. I'm a dedicated student who has overcome challenges brought on by dyslexia and have been a high honor roll student since 6th grade. I'm dependable and reliable. I work as a manager at my family's business, Schultz Garden Center. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And congratulations.
Do you need a copy of this? Sure.
If you like, for the
Yeah.
record, most kids turning 18 don't bother to vote, and you should be really congratulated for running.
Good luck.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And hopefully you're not looking to run for supervisor. See you at school. Congratulations. Anyone else wish to be heard or privilege of the floor? Seeing none, the floor is now closed. We move to supervisors' comments to the board. Relatively brief. On March 20th, I attended the much anticipated and talked about UCC Oversight Committee meeting, and the budget discussion came up, and I brought the issues forward as we talked about in our work session. Unfortunately, neither was supported, and the budget passed. I was the only one that voted no, bringing up the inequity in the Niskayuna line not being assessed at the proper level that it should be assessed for the 2011 actuals. And that hurt our residents. Were hurt about $20,000 because of that, unfairly got shifted over to our residents. And so I put it in good faith. Anyone who represents Scotia Glenville could not vote yes for that budget and do a service to their folks in the town. So I voted no. They did say that they will continue to look at it and that they might be open to amending it at some point, but we haven't heard anything yet. There's another meeting coming up in 2 weeks that I hope to be able to bring the issue up again and see if we can get an amendment to the budget that was passed. Also the same night, on the 20th, Councilman Martin and I attended the Outlaws Neighborhood Association annual meeting, and Commissioner Capola was there as well. It was a good meeting. Everyone seems to be pretty pleased, and there's really nothing to report of note out of it as far as issues, other than the speeding on Mohawk Avenue. For people going down to the rowing associations, apparently are cutting through, and we did talk to the chief, and he's given extra attention on that road. On the 21st, the next day, I was asked to travel with Catholic Charities to deliver meals to our seniors in the town, the Meals on Wheels program, and it was their way of bringing special attention to Meals on Wheels, and it was a great experience. A lot of homebound seniors, especially in the winter. I really got a chance to see what kind of lifeline that program is. We support that program, obviously, through our senior programs in the budget every year, the meal center at the senior center, but also then the outbound meals as well. So we delivered to about 10 people, but there's way more than that en route. Normally they took me to 10, and it was nice to see and to visit with some of our seniors. On the 21st, that same day, I attended the Baptist Health fundraiser. I had a chance to talk with the executive director a little bit about phase 2. It's a little bit on hold right now, as we talked about, so no real news on when that's going to get going again. But we did have a conversation about it, and it's supposedly going to at some point, but it's a little bit behind schedule. On March 25th, I attended the CEG lunch on infrastructure improvements for the capital region to meet with members of the regional transportation, various boards, and talking about the plans that they're putting together on light rail and how it might impact some of the municipalities and what we need to do to kind of get into that mix. So that was very informative. I made some contacts with some people at DOT and some other places, so that was helpful. On the 25th, I met with, the same day, met with the DEC along with Commissioner Capola and members of our Wellhead Protection Committee to talk about ideas the town has on protecting the wellheads. It was a very productive meeting with DEC. They were very open to hearing our ideas, and we'll continue that dialogue with DEC. On the 26th, UMAC had a meeting in Niskayuna, but I missed it. I think there was a weather event that day. I could not get to it, but they're planning an airplane pull here at Richmond Aviation. And so they're bringing corporate teams together, and they're going to try to pull one of those C-130s. And I think that's in June, May or June.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so that's coming here to Glenville. As soon as I get a date on that, I'll make sure you all know about it. Maybe we'll put a team together and we'll pull a plane next. Maybe. Who knows?
23.
I'll push from the back. You guys pull.
You'll be cheerleading.
I also met with our energy provider to discuss our energy contracts. Some of them are starting to expire, and we've really done well with those contracts because it kept us protected during all the increases that you're hearing about now. And so we have to make some decisions soon on locking down again, but right now is not a great time because the rates are kind of going up. So we're looking at that. And he also gave us some ideas to think about for our beautification of the our business corridor here, town center plan on lighting. So there might be some ideas coming forward on that as well. On the 27th, Councilman Martin, Councilman Rosbowski, and I met with residents from Glen Oaks and Indian Hills regarding the Amador project. I think it was a very productive meeting. It was a very long meeting, sometimes emotional and spirited, but I think overall most people understand where everyone's coming from. The feedback I got from the vast majority of the people afterwards was, thank you for having an informational meeting. That's really what they wanted. They heard so many rumors. They didn't know what was going on. People were stirring the pot somewhere along the way, and I think just giving them an opportunity to see the plan. Dana did a phenomenal job presenting it, and I think just that was very helpful, and I think they appreciated it. So that continues to the Planning and Zoning Board, as you all know. On the 28th, I met with a vendor who provides software to help integrate the flow of work using GPS systems and a whole bunch of other new technology. He met with our comptroller and Tom Capola to talk about the program. So we're looking at different programs going forward, and that's one of them that we want to do is kind of integrate the flow of work. That same day on the 28th, the town, along with the county, hosted a national company who's looking to move here to Glenville. It's a little bit still, we're down between 3 or 4 sites, but we're getting close, and I think it was a good visit. I think the person who represented the company was impressed with Glenville, impressed with the site selection that we presented, and I think we might have hopefully some good news in the coming days on that one. I received word from Congressman Taco's office that there is finally, after I want to say 30 some odd years, funding in the federal budget to demolish those GSA buildings that have been the bane of our existence for a long time. If that budget holds, then we will have $15 million, or I should say the government will have $15 million to demolish those buildings and to clean up the site, remediate the chemical issues down there too. That's the critical next step to continue redeveloping that technology park. So that's huge news for us. And so let's just hope that stays in the budget as it works its way through the process. A few other quick things. Went to the YMCA's Excellence in Education breakfast today. You know, we had a great event here with the kids from Scotia Glenville basketball, but the Y honored all the kids from Burn Hills, from Scotia Glenville, from Niskayuna, as far as our districts are concerned, on their excellence in education. It was a great event, and I was very proud, again, for the town of Glenville to have these districts in our town. I do want to point out, April 22nd, speaking of the Y, our very own Councilman Sid Ramatar is honored with the President's Award, will be honored, which will make sure I'll be in attendance. Anyone who can make it, it's the 22nd. Congratulations for that honor. The 23rd of April, just as a reminder for people, Woodhaven Neighborhood Association is having their annual meeting here in this room, 7 o'clock. All are invited to attend. The 24th is the Good News Lunch at the Chamber, as we talked about. A few Glenville businesses being honored, so if we can make it, I know you all want to be there. And then, of course, Let's Talk Business is that evening, which is our annual business event at the Riverstone Manor. And then finally, for your calendars, April 30th, the town will be hosting a meeting for the Sunnyside Gardens and Sunnyside Road residents on the plume that's on Freeman's Bridge Road and kind of making its way down to them. DEC and DOH will both be here as a panel. They'll present information as to historic information, how we got where we are, kind of what we're doing, where we're going, and we'll mediate that much like we did the Neighborhood Association for Glen Oaks and Indian Hills.
Is that at 7?
That's at 7. Any other questions or comments?
Just on that UCC thing, specifically, who was it that voted yes from the town of Glenville representation?
Well, I'm the only town representative that voted, and I voted no. There was a county legislator who represents Scotia Glenville, as well as Muskegon, but he voted yes for the budget.
Well, let's name names.
Well, his name is Rory Fluman.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. It's
Very
unfortunate.
interesting.
So,
Nice.
thank you. I almost feel like I'm on cross-examination.
It's just amazing though how, you know, politics then just takes over after the election so soon over that it's time to be a stand-up guy.
It wasn't a good vote for Scotia Glenville.
No, that's why I make the point.
Yeah. And I before I go, I just want, because I always talk budget, and I just want to remind people, for some board members who weren't here before when we talked about it, Jason is trending out our mortgage tax, and we're having a particularly bad year in mortgage tax. And it's not just our town, it's every municipality. It's down pretty significantly. Under the best of circumstances, even if we have another good spring and a good summer, like we might have had in the past, we're still down probably 6 figures by at the end of the year. We're probably looking at maybe being down as much as 200,000. I know that's a projection, and that's a heavy projection, but it's possible. And so I've talked with the department heads and asked them that right now, at this particular juncture, going into the second quarter of the year, knowing that we're down that much in revenue, just freeze your budget. No out of budget spending. I really personally don't want to hear, let's take it from the fund balance if it's not budgeted. If it's not budgeted, it's not budgeted right now as far as I'm concerned, because we've got to make sure that we get past this revenue shortfall before we start spending money that wasn't budgeted, type of thing. So I just wanted to point that out for talking to liaisons, and they're wondering, we always have good news and we are doing well, but we do have revenue shortfalls right now that we gotta keep an eye on. Thank you. Have a good night.
Had a birthday party to go to.
Oh, enjoy.
Enjoy.
So back to the agenda. Resolution number 8, resolution authorizing the Commissioner of Public Works to enter into an agreement with County Waste. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Mr. Supervisor, this motion is in connection with our much anticipated townwide recycling program that we do every year. One bid was received from County Waste and Recycling, which included 2 options. Option A in the sum of $39,000 for a 1-week program, or option B in the sum of $27,000 for a 2-week program. This resolution is to authorize us to enter into a contract with County Waste and Recycling Service of Clifton Park for the 2-week program, and an agreement in the amount not to exceed $27,000 for the annual bulk item program in the town of Glenville. I can also report that at this time we have the 2-week pickup period scheduled for June 9th to the 20th. They will be making 1 pass only through the town. We will be able to track via GPS where they have been, and we will be publishing that in the newspaper and on our website so that the residents can be aware of where they are when they're coming to their neighborhood. This is something, the cost has gone up considerably since we originally took office. However, it's still a bargain to be able to do that for our residents, and it's a service that we've long committed to continuing. So that's what it is. And it is budgeted, it's in the recycling line.
Thank you. I want to point out that there was an editorial and some discussion after that on the towns that are starting to charge fees for these types of services. Services that were always, free is not the right word, but no additional charge for these services as far as having to pay a permit or a fee or something. We are the only town, the only municipality left in this county that does not charge for this, and I'm proud of that. I'm not saying that in a way that I think we should be doing. I'm saying in a way that I'm very proud that we're still able to deliver services that we've always delivered without the tricks of trying to get around the tax cap of creating fees. You see that what's going on, what happened in this community, you see what's going on in Rotterdam now, where the residents are very upset. They feel like they're paying taxes for this, and when you look at the fees they're charging, those are 10, 12, 15% increases if that was a tax. If that was a levy, that's the type of increases residents are facing. I'm committed to making sure that we continue to do this out of our general fund. I don't think our residents should pay more.
This is one of these tangible, immediate benefits that people experience directly.
Right.
It's very meaningful.
Right. So I want to congratulate the town and the board for keeping that philosophy of no additional fees for same service, basically. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramottar?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Ketzler?
Yes, resolution passes. Next, resolution 9, authorizing the submission of what's called waiver 211. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Mr. Supervisor, the New York State Department of Civil Service requires that the appointing authority of an employee hired on the basis of a Civil Service Law Section 211 waiver reapply for such waiver on behalf of such individual and formally approve the same. The town board of the town of Glenville believes that Police Chief Michael Rinaldi has performed his duties in an exemplary manner and desires to continue to retain his service as police chief. The town board believes there currently are no other candidates qualified to serve as chief of the town of Glenville, and therefore we're looking that the town board authorize the submission of the Civil Service Law Section 211 waiver application to the New York State Department of Civil Service on behalf of Police Chief Michael Rinaldi.
Any questions or comments? I'd just like to say, as every time we take this up, it's a good opportunity just to take a moment and thank the chief for the work he's done for the town. I think he's doing a phenomenal job. I think when you look at the department from before he came and now, it's an amazing transformation. He's done an incredible job with it. So I wholeheartedly support this waiver because I think we need him, and he's doing a good job. Anything else? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramottar?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Ketzler?
Yes, resolution passes. Next, resolution 10, authorizing the chief to purchase an e-desk kiosk. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Mr. Supervisor, the town of Glenville is currently participating in the process of the consolidation and transfer of the dispatch function to a countywide unified communications center. And the town police department currently has 11 full-time dispatchers who current duties include staffing a walk-up window for persons requiring various types of administrative assistance from the police department. And effective May of 2014, the current town of Glenville dispatchers will vacate their current location and become Schenectady County employees to be headquartered in the new Unified Communications Center located in the town of Rotterdam. The police department will lose the ability to staff a customer service window upon the transfer of the dispatchers to the county, but wishes to maintain some level of service to citizens in need of various forms of assistance who come to the police department. Entropy USA manufactures a police e-desk kiosk that was designed and created as a self-service replacement to the typical administrative functions that would typically be handled by the police department employees. And after the exercise of the due diligence and the search by the chief of police for such an automated replacement, Entropy USA was the only company located with this unique product specially designed to meet the needs of the police department. And therefore, the town board of the town of Glenville hereby authorizes the chief of police to purchase the e-desk kiosk in the amount not to exceed $8,200 to be paid from the budget line that's listed.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution, resolution 12, no, resolution 11, almost skipped over it, Jane. To hire Jane Peeney as part-time clerk in the police department. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved and second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor, you just heard that our dispatchers are going to the countywide Unified Communications Center and that we currently have 11 full-time dispatchers. Dispatcher Jane Peeney is retiring as of March 30th, which has already passed, so I'm assuming she's retired, and possesses specialized and technical knowledge of the additional functions currently performed by the dispatchers. The police department administrative functions will still need to be completed once the town of Glenville dispatchers become Schenectady County employees. The police department is in need of a part-time employee to perform these required administrative functions and can obtain such help through a part-time clerk at the rate of $15 an hour with no additional benefits over and above those collected as a retired town of Glenville employee. The town board of the town of Glenville would authorize the chief of police to hire Jane Peeney as a part-time clerk for the performance of police department administrative functions at the hourly rate of $15 per hour with no additional benefits and with total compensation for 2014 not to exceed $3,000, effective March 31st, to be paid from budget line that's listed.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
I think this is something that we need to do, it's for the reports of the chief actually, for the different, mandatory reporting that needs to be done with different agencies in the government, and, I think that we really didn't have a choice, we have to continue doing that, otherwise we lose funding and stuff.
It's nice to have a person of such as experience to come back and help us out in this manner, so.
Thanks, Jane. Thank you. Thank you. How's retirement?
I'm retired, but I didn't have work that day. And I signed off the radio on Sunday, and everybody kept calling me saying, I thought you signed off on Sunday. I did.
Well, congratulations on your retirement, and thank you for your many years of service to the town. And
Thanks,
Chief,
I'm excited.
good. I know the chief speaks highly of you, and we always don't know what's going on in that room all the time, but I know he's very impressed, so I'm glad to have you.
Thank you very much.
Well, thanks for staying on.
I'm familiar with the functions you perform, so I welcome you to stay here and perform this function, so thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no other questions or comments, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. Congratulations. Resolution 12, scheduling a public hearing to be held on April 16th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Mr. Supervisor, this resolution is to set a public hearing for requested extension to Water District Number 3 in the town of Glenville for one parcel located at 491-493 Blair Road within the town. The public hearing would be scheduled for April 16th, 2014 at 7:30 p.m. or as soon thereafter here at Town Hall.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. Next resolution, resolution 13, scheduling another public hearing on April 16th. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Mr. Supervisor, this is a resolution to set a public hearing for the requested extension of sewer district number 5 in the town of Glenville for real property located at 117 and 119 Horseman Drive respectively within the town of Glenville. The said public hearing would be set for April 16th, 2014 at 7:30 p.m. here in Town Hall.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. We have resolution 14, approving the town board minutes. Do I have a motion?
So
Do
moved.
I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? Changes, additions? Seeing none, it's for one, I don't think
February 19th.
number 19. Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittavani?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Pettsley?
Yes, resolution passes. We do the add-on resolution number 1, which is actually on the back. add-on resolution pursuant to Highway Law Section 54. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Moved in second. Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor, this is a resolution that will allow us to piggyback on the DOT project that is occurring this summer for replacement of sidewalks north of Glenville Ridge Road under the DOT project. This resolution will allow the town to start investigating the opportunity to extend those sidewalks to the south by working with the county to perform a preliminary investigation and cost estimate. And I think this is a cost-effective way to proceed and hopefully get those sidewalks built at the same time DOT's out there working.
Absolutely. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, please record the vote.
Councilman Martin?
Yes.
Councilman Pittlebaum?
Yes.
Councilman Ramichardt?
Yes.
Councilwoman Wozzachowski?
Yes.
Supervisor Ketzler?
Yes, resolution passes. Last item on the agenda, new business. I'll start on my left with Councilman Ramichardt.
Nothing new, Mr. Supervisor.
Councilman Nebraska.
I just, I had meant to say something last week and I forgot or just got distracted. It was a long meeting. We recognize our dispatchers who assisted with the delivery of the three infants within the town. But I think that we would be remiss without thanking our volunteer firefighters who responded to those calls and to the ambulance personnel that responded to those calls, because really when you have a situation like that, everybody has to work together and you end up having 2 patients instead of 1, because now you have mom and baby. And our fire departments do an exemplary job within our town, and without their quick response and assistance as well, working with our dispatchers, they work very closely with the dispatchers, and they're part of our team as well. And I think that they deserve a heartfelt thank you for their service as well.
Good point. Anything else?
Nope, not
Councilman Martin.
Yes, just one item. The LDC is expected to be making a decision next week on their first loan. It will be to Riverstone Manor for some improvements that are in the process of being made there at the restaurant. And that's been announced before, but what was particularly interesting in doing so, in doing the due diligence on the loan application, it was discovered that Riverstone Manor had been making a payment to the town for a loan that was been made, about 10 years ago. And apparently there is some $300,000 in the account in excess of that, and when fully repaid in 2019, it'll be in excess of $400,000. And this gives us a chance to more than double our loan fund as one potential use of that money. So this was a nice surprise. You'll be hearing more about this in the forthcoming weeks, but that's the latest news. There's some details to investigate, but the money is there. The payments have been made steadily. It's been a good application, a good applicant, and just look forward to the further investigation, and there's more to come.
Excellent. Thank you. Councilman Pittlebaum.
No new business.
Can you remind me, if you know offhand, the Dare golf tournament?
The Dare Golf Tournament is June 7th at the Fairways of Half Moon. Shotgun start 9:00 a.m.
That's a Saturday, right?
It's a Saturday, first Saturday in June.
Oh, yes. So if anyone wants to golf, let's put a team together. We usually do if you want to.
All right, sign me in.
We got 2, me and you so far. You're with somebody usually.
I usually am. It's $90, which includes the golf, some donuts ahead of time, a lunch at the turn, and a dinner afterwards.
It's a great day.
That is a great day.
Great day.
Any other new business? I have none, so I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Moved in second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? We're adjourned. Nice meeting.